Hello, I'm Kimilia, and this is Kini News. A 130-year-old temple, a land dispute and rising tensions. Talks over the relocation of the Dewi Sri Patra Kaliaman Temple in Kuala Lumpur are heating up. As Amanah Youth calls for calm and fair negotiations, a DAP MP is demanding action against a preacher accused of stirring controversy. Amanah Youth has urged outsiders to stay out of discussions over the proposed relocation of the Dewi Sri Patra Kaliaman Temple in Kuala Lumpur. Its Vice Chief Asma Lif Abdul Adam said external interference could complicate negotiations, which should focus on harmony rather than creating unnecessary tension. Asma Lif stressed that the matter should be resolved professionally by the Temple Committee, the landowner, and Kuala Lumpur City Hall using principles of justice and mutual understanding. He added that while religious heritage must be respected, land ownership rights must also be acknowledged. Meanwhile, DAP MP RSN Rayer questioned the lack of police action against independent preacher Zamri Vinod, who allegedly insulted the Kavadi ritual and made provocative remarks about the temple issue. Rayer accused Zamri of exploiting the situation by mocking the Tamil language and claiming most temples are built illegally. The temple, originally built in 1893, was relocated by DBKL in 2008 before the land was sold to Jekyll Group in 2014, allegedly without the Temple Committee's knowledge. Jekyll now plans to build a mosque on the site, raising concerns about the temple's fate. However, both DBKL and Jekyll have assured that no demolition will take place until a fair solution is reached. As tensions over the Dewi Sri Patra Kaliaman Temple continue, Parti Sosialis Malaysia has proposed a solution for the Prime Minister to resolve the issue peacefully and emerge as a unifying leader. Parti Sosialis Malaysia Deputy Chairperson S. Aruchelvan suggested that both a temple and a mosque could coexist on the same land, as seen in other parts of the country. He said this would send a strong message of harmony if Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced it during the scheduled groundbreaking ceremony on March 27th. Aruchelvan also recalled a precedent set by the Pakatan Rakyat-led Selangor government in 2008, which ruled that temples over 100 years old should not be relocated unless necessary. With the Dewi Sri Patra Kaliaman Temple standing for 132 years, he urged Putrajaya to adopt a similar stance. It's DAP versus PAS again. A police report has been filed against Hadi Awang over his latest remarks, with claims that they are racist and seditious. Kepong DAP Youth Chief Jefferson Chia accused Hadi of making seditious and racist statements, particularly when he alleged that DAP leaders had openly opposed Islam. Chia warned that such allegations could incite religious and racial tensions in the country. He stressed that if the authorities fail to act, it would signal that politicians are free to make more extreme, hateful and seditious remarks. A police report was lodged at the Sentul police station yesterday evening, with Chia urging the authorities to investigate Hadi under the Penal Code and the Communications and Multimedia Act. He insisted that Malaysia has no place for toxic politics and that Hadi should be held accountable in courts. The controversy stemmed from Hadi's latest Minda President PAS write-up, where he criticized DAP's proposal to limit the Prime Minister's term to 10 years. The Barang MP claimed that the proposal went against God's will and accused DAP of openly opposing Islam, framing it as a test for Muslims in Malaysia. Moving on to the next story, how long is too long for a Prime Minister? Some say 2 terms are enough, but Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who led Malaysia for over 2 decades, disagrees. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad disagrees with limiting a Prime Minister's tenure to 2 terms, saying 10 years is not enough to drive real progress. Mahathir, who led Malaysia for 22 years and briefly returned to power in 2018, emphasized that lawmakers can withdraw support if a Prime Minister is underperforming or harming the nation.
Saya jadi Perdana Menteri selama 22 tahun. Satu jangka masa yang agak panjang bagi seorang Perdana Menteri. Namun demikian, masih banyak kerja yang perlu saya lakukan yang memerlukan lebih panjang masa. Kalau 10 tahun pun, kalau seorang tu orang yang tidak baik, dia boleh lakukan bermacam-macam benda yang merosakkan negara.
He also noted that while he had the support to continue leading, he chose to step down to make way for younger leaders. However, he stressed that new leaders should be judged based on their performance, with those doing well given time to govern effectively. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who has hinted at stepping down after 2 terms, previously took a swipe at Mahathir, warning that staying in power for 22 years could destroy the country. Mahathir, however, maintains that leadership changes should be based on merit rather than strict term limits. Meanwhile, a former minister said now is the perfect time to bring back the 2-term limit proposal, something Pakatan Harapan promised back in 2018 but never got to implement.
Saya rasa ini adalah cadangan yang baik dan cadangan ini memang dimasukkan dalam manifesto Pakatan Harapan untuk tahun 2018. Tapi oleh kerana kerajaan bertukar, jadi cadangan ini masa itu tidak boleh dilaksanakan. Jadi saya rasa masa ini adalah masa yang betul untuk memperkenalkan lagi cadangan ini, dan saya rasa ini tidak akan menggugatkan kestabilan kerajaan kerana ia akan kemungkinan besar kalau perlembagaan ditukar, ia akan bermula untuk penggal yang baru selepas PRU ke-16.
Ong, a former JP leader, was also asked about the party's silence on the corruption scandal involving the Sabah state government. Previously, Warisan criticized DAP, which is part of the GRS government, for not taking a clear stance on the issue.
Oleh kerana saya bukan lagi pemimpin DAP, saya tak tahu kenapa isu ni tidak dibangkitkan. Kemungkinan ialah kerana DAP di Sabah masih lagi sedang mengkaji pihak mana yang mereka nak kerjasama atau parti mana yang mereka nak kerjasama untuk PRN yang akan datang dalam tahun ini juga.
5 years, no MCs, no delays, but Syed Saddiq's appeal postponed, all because the prosecutor lost his voice. Talk about bad timing. Muar MP Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman expressed disappointment after his appeal hearing for the misappropriation of Bersatu's Armada funds was postponed. The delay was due to health issues faced by Deputy Public Prosecutor Wan Shahrudin Wan Ladin.
Despite our differences in court, I do mean well in praying for their recovery. Tapi tipulah kalau saya kata saya tak kecewa. Sudah 5 tahun saya menuntut keadilan. Saya tidak pernah sekali pun mohon kes saya digugurkan. Saya tidak pernah minta MC atau check-in hospital untuk melewatkan perbicaraan saya di mahkamah. I've always believed from day one that I'm innocent and that the court will be the best place for me to prove my innocence.
Yesterday, the Court of Appeal set April 17 as the new date to hear further arguments on the former Youth and Sports Minister's appeal. During the proceedings, Wan Shahrudin, who is also the head of legal and prosecution at the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, suffered from a sore throat and was unable to present his arguments. Syed Saddiq had filed the appeal after being found guilty on 4 charges of criminal breach of trust, misuse of funds, and money laundering related to Armada's funds. As a result, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison, 2 strokes of the cane, and fined 10 million ringgit. Vote where you live or vote where your party needs you. PAS Selangor is pushing for more Malay voters, even suggesting supporters from other states make the switch. Selangor PAS is intensifying efforts to increase the number of Malay voters, citing the need to balance the state's political demographics. According to PAS Selangor Deputy Commissioner Sabirin Marsono, there are state and parliamentary constituencies where the gap between Malay and non-Malay voters is significant. He stated that long-time residents of Selangor who work, pay taxes, and benefit from government services should have a stronger voice in shaping the state's future. To address this, PAS Selangor plans to launch an awareness campaign encouraging more Malays who have settled in the state to register and vote in the next election. The move comes a week after PAS leaders proposed that their supporters from other states register in Selangor to strengthen the party's position. Selangor PAS Commissioner Abdul Halim Tarmuri previously urged Kelantan, Terengganu and Kedah supporters to change their voting addresses, emphasizing key constituencies like Shah Alam, Sungai Buloh and Sepang. He highlighted that but the process is simple. Only a utility bill is required for address verification at a post office. Pa Selangor believes this initiative is crucial to ensuring the state's development benefits all residents with fair and transparent policies. And that is all for me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.